Hey guys, it's Handy Jeff, and today, well, the rental house I bought, somebody thought fixing a drain pipe with duct tape was a good idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to reattach here at this copper, and we are going to throw in a clean out and replace this cast iron pipe about as far as we can. So if you want to learn how to do that, follow along. Let's get started. So this project is relatively easy. So just to replace this line, the only things we're really going to need are glue and cleaner, a sawzall to be able to cut the cast iron, a 6-way screwdriver to be able to tighten the furnace up. This is an 1.5 inches by 1 inch, and this is a 2 inch. No hub band, and we need some PVC, a tape measure, and your clean out that you're going to throw in there. So the first thing we're going to do is come in here with our sawzall, and we're going to cut off where the copper meets the cast iron, which is right here. Copper cuts so much easier than cast iron. So I want to make this cut first because I'm probably going to destroy what's left of the sawzall blade cutting the cast iron after this. So we're just going to come right here and go ahead and saw it off. And that's step one right there. So the next step will be to determine where we want to cut this off. I am going to use a full 5-foot length here. So as you can see, I'll just throw my clean out in right there, which means we don't have to actually measure anything. We can just come in here, hack this bad boy off where we see like we've got some good cast iron. I'll show you how to tell that right now. So this is off a kitchen sink drain, and the main reason why this is all taped up is probably because there was acidic stuff that ate through it. So we're just going to come over here to where there's no rust. So we're going to go right here, and we're just going to cut it off right there, right next to this silver marking. We might as well just cut on that silver marking. Now before I do this, I need to let you know cast iron is extremely heavy. So make sure you don't have anything that's fragile below it, because if it falls, it could crack concrete, it could crack your skull. You don't want that to happen. So make sure you move everything before you start sawing into your piece of cast iron. In fact, I might end up sawing this twice just to make it easier to maneuver, but we'll deal with that in a second. So I'm gonna just start out by coming in here on my silver mark, and I'm gonna cut through the cast iron here. And then I also will probably cut on that part that's been wrapped in duct tape, because I'm sure that that's gonna saw super easy. But we'll fast forward this part, but just so you know, you can smoke a fresh sawzall blade super fast cutting cast iron. Okay, so now this whole thing is free. And you might be looking at it and wondering, well, Jeff, why didn't you just cut as close to this concrete as you can get? Well, the reason is because since this is from a kitchen sink drain, they're not going to stop pouring acidic stuff down it. And it's going to be a lot easier to repair this with a little bit of cast iron sticking out than trying to figure out that, how it's going through the wall and replacing that with PVC. Although this will get many, 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 many years of use with this repair. I mean, this house is over 100 years old, and they just now had to replace the original kitchen sink drain. So let's hope for another 100 years and then it's not my problem anymore. Now, as I said, if you're feeling feisty, this whole thing's free now, so I could just pull it out of here. However, that probably weighs, I don't know, 100 pounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and just chop it up into another bit here. I'm gonna find this spot where it is definitely probably in bad shape and bring you over here so you can see. Sorry that you're gonna be in the way with the light, but you know, there's a reason why this was duct taped. Chances are it probably isn't in great shape. I'm gonna cut it right here, and look out, because this is gonna swing down, and that's probably gonna fall that way when I'm all the way through it. So just be prepared for that. Now, did you see how quick I could cut that bottom part? Like, let's zoom in here. The bottom part of this pipe, once again, be prepared. because this is about ready to go. Here, let's zoom out so you can see all the catastrophe. This is where an extra set of hands would come in handy. However, I don't have that. This brings me to another way that you could remove cast iron. That's with a hammer. Wow, you can see this over here. It just broke from me hammering that. Let me get you in there so you can see it. So yeah, that broke right there, just from me hammering that. Which means, well, glad that wasn't my foot. Go ahead and break this off. Set it on the ground. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove this piece of cast iron. And look straight down there. You can see just how good a shape that cast iron is in. Now, let's look at the end that was duct taped. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Look at that. I'll get you a flashlight so you can see. Okay, so now you can see where the bottom of the pipe was, where how that buildup's happening. This is why we're replacing it. And also they duct taped it thinking that that would keep it from actually leaking, which duct tape's not a viable option to fix drain pipe. So we're gonna go ahead and prep one length of pipe here. I've got my screwdriver and my Fernco. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this as far as it'll go. Slide this bad Brad all the way down on there. The smaller end will go onto the copper. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten this little guy up. When you're tightening it, make sure you've got it in the in the little notch for the band clamp, the hose clamp. So go ahead and tighten that bad boy up. Now we're gonna thread it through and go ahead and connect it to the other piece of copper. All right, we can see our piece of copper right here. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take my pipe and thread it through all of the pipe holders that you can see that were already up, because I'm just gonna go ahead and reuse those. There, so you can see. So now what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna push this clamp down where I can loosen it and just slide it over that piece of copper, right like that. Take my band clamp, tighten it down, and then we have a solid connection to that copper pipe. Okay, as you can see, we've got our pipe here, and here is our old pipe that we are connecting to. However, we want to put a clean out in here just in case we ever need to camera the line, snake the line, anything. And for that, just use a test tee. I'm going to go ahead and remove this center piece, because you never want to glue anything together with the actual cap on it, or else you're going to glue the cap on and you won't be able to ever take it off. Essentially, we're just going to glue this bad boy right on here like that, and then we'll take a measurement and finish our pipe out. If this is your absolute first time ever gluing anything together that's PVC, it's a two-step process. You've got your cleaner and you've got your glue. This could be purple primer as well. I just use clear cleaner because we are not required to use the purple primer here. And who wants to look at purple primer that's going to get all over a PVC pipe? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and glue this together, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Step one is our primer. We're going to go in the hub of the fitting first. Then we're going to go around the pipe. The pipe. I can't talk today. Probably because I'm sniffing too much primer. Then we're going to take our glue and go into the hub first. And we're going to go around the pipe. Then we just simply push it together. So you push, twist, and turn. When you turn it, that will allow you to push out all of the air bubbles that would be in your glue joint. And you can either leave that glue if you want it looking nasty, or you can wipe it off. And then find something to wipe it on so that your finger doesn't turn into a giant glue spot. And that's really all there is to it as far as gluing PVC together. All right, so as you can see, we've got pipe and then our clean out. We've just got to connect these two. Super easy. All right, so before we go measuring anything, what we're going to do is we're going to take our no-head band and get it set onto our cast iron. This could take a little bit of finessing. Sometimes you have to stretch it out. Sometimes you have to pound it on there. Whatever you got to do to make sure you get it to seat good. That is all the way on. This is loose. I could just loosen these bands a little bit more to be able to get up and over my rubber piece. Just like so. Now, we're going to take a tape measure and we're going to measure a tight fit. So I'm going to go across the face there, and I'm going to go to markup on my actual fitting here. So we're going to go 13 3/4. So let's cut a piece that's 13 3/4 inch long. Now there's many different ways to do this. You can use PVC saw, you can use a sawzall, you can use a hacksaw, and you could even use a marker, but I've done this so many times, I'm just going to go a mark right off my finger here and go ahead and cut it. Always, when you cut PVC, clean the edges off, all of your burrs. You want to deburr your pipe. Now back to putting this bad boy together. The next step is we're going to go ahead and slide this into our no hub, which sometimes they put up a little bit of a fight. And now we're going to go ahead and get our glue joint ready. Now remember, primer the hub first, primer the pipe second. Then what's the next step? I feel like Dora the Explorer or something. That's right, everybody! It's glue. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue in the pipe, glue in the hub. It's fallen everywhere because I didn't clean my brush off well. Now we just have to get this so that it will fit. And you know what? If we have to do it the hard way, we have to do it the hard way. So let's go ahead and take this band off. And you can see that it'll fit. It's going to be a tight fit. So I'm going to go ahead and stretch my band over this 2-inch pipe. Okay, so to get the little bit of play that I needed, I actually loosened one of the fern cones at the other end that goes on the copper pipe. And now we're going to go ahead and slide this no hub band on. There we go. Now remember, we want this to be looking in a direction that you could easily get a camera in. I've got a video that's going to be coming out on a V4 camera, and we're going to inspect this line. That's the cool part. But you also don't want to be taking the cap off and getting soaked when you just take it out to test something. So that's why I've got this slightly pointing up, just like that. Let's go ahead and now slide our bands on here. May or may not have to loosen these just to get them to slide on. Sometimes you gotta spin, gotta talk nice to it, and sometimes they'll just fight you like hell. Once again, I'm setting my level on my clean out. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these bands down. This will keep it from ever having a leak because it's a shielded band. It also is rigid and won't droop like a normal fern coat would. All right, looks like we got it tightened down. Now I'm gonna remember I had to loosen the other fern coat at the other end to get a little play. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that down. All I did was loosen this little guy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten it back up. And now we have a sealed drain, which is awesome. Make sure you test your pipe because this job is complete. So if this would have been a normal house, you'd run upstairs and go ahead and run water through your kitchen sink to test your drain out. Unfortunately, let me show you what my kitchen sink looks like right now. Because we just put countertops in, I don't have a faucet. I don't have any drain up here, so I'll have to test it at a later time. However, we can run some water in the cleanout, which is what we're gonna do right now. All right, so I can't test the whole thing, but I can test part of it. This is a garden hose. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend it down in there, get it so that it'll maybe potentially go down in the pipe there. Now I'm gonna turn it on real quick. Now this is only gonna test our one joint right here. But, oh, looks like we may not be in the pipe far enough. There we go. This will just test our one joint. But once I get more done upstairs, I will be sure to test that down there. Guys, this has been Handy Jeff. I got this cool little sewer camera. And we're gonna go ahead and test out this line. So if you wanna see that video and a review of this Vivor sewer camera, watch it. It's gonna be right here. If it's not right here, that means you gotta wait another week. I post videos every Friday. If you got value out of this, then please like and subscribe. And I appreciate you so much for being here. This has been Handy Jeff, and we will see you in another video.